Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kathy. On October 3rd, 2024, an order hit the docket signed by Judge Stephen Hippler in the Idaho 4 case on October 2nd. It is an order regarding representation status and setting hearing. The hearing that's been set per this order will be held October 8th at 1 p.m. at the Ada County Courthouse, and per this order, counsel involved may appear either virtually via WebEx or in person. What is the topic for consideration at this closed hearing? By this order, the court directs that current defense counsel Ann Taylor, Elisa Massoth, and J. Logsdon shall remain, not may, not could, not should, but shall. You will remain as counsel of record for defendant unless they are relieved by a subsequent order of this court. This means the three defense attorneys are to remain on the case until or unless Judge Hippler enters a later order saying they are relieved of any further obligation from defending Mr. Kohberger. The rest of the order gives further insight into what is going on here. It says that at the hearing, the court will consider a defendant's representation status. That means who is representing Mr. Kohberger, and the obligations of the state public defender to pay for the costs of representation. The state public defender, Eric Frederickson, must appear at the hearing as well. Further insight, and again, I give my opinions pursuant to the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, not based on facts, but opinions, that we have a little bit of insight into why this hearing is being called and why defense representation is in question because of what was said at the September 26th case management conference by Ms. Taylor, lead defense counsel. She stood up in open court. One of the first things she brought to Judge Hippler's attention is that her contract for further representation of Mr. Kohberger had not yet been signed. And that contract had to do with payment for services rendered by her in the case. She also made reference to the fact that the expert witnesses had also not been paid, or there was a question regarding their payment as well. And there was a little bit of discussion at the hearing, which you can listen to because it's available on the Ada County Courthouse YouTube channel. And I'm providing you a link to how you can get to it in the description to this YouTube presentation. So here we see a status conference regarding whether Mr. Kohberger will be continued to be represented by the three attorneys that he's represented by, and it has to do not with any sort of conflict that may have arisen between Mr. Kohberger and the defense counsel regarding their representation of him, but it has to do with financial matters. If we look at page 2, the distribution list and the way it's set up is rather interesting to me. It says here that copies of this order were served upon William W. Thompson Jr. and Ashley Jennings, Latah County prosecuting attorney, that's for the state, as well as Jeffrey Nye and Ingrid Beatty, the deputy attorney generals. They were granted, as you will recall, permission to assist Latah County in prosecuting this case in 2023 by the prior judge, Judge John Judge. But then we have Ann Taylor and Elisa Massoth, both listed as attorneys for the defendant, and J. Logsdon. He's not listed as attorney for the defendant, but Kootenai County Public Defender. Then Eric Frederickson, the Idaho State Public Defender, the Honorable Mark Monson, the Administrative District Judge for the 2nd District, that's Ada County, and also Ada County Sheriff's Office. The last two are being served via email. So this presents questions as to who will be representing Mr. Kohberger in the future. This will now conclude this episode of our YouTube presentation on the Idaho 4 case. Thank you for joining us here today.